This episode is brought to you by Travis Bull Johnson, who is running to represent Minnesota's 7th Congressional District. If you go to bulljohnsonforcongress.us, you can find out more.
And now, Matt Wright and Spike Cohen.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to the Vanguard. For Spike, how does he prepare coffee? He brews it. Cohen. I am Matt Wright, and together we are traversing the muddied waters of freedom. No matter where you are, no matter where you are watching this, listening to this, however you are ingesting this content, we say thank you, we love you, and to each of you we say, Bula Vanaka.
Bula Vanaka, and yes, however you ingest our words, the same way we ingest our liquids. As always, thank you for being a part of this. Be sure to, however you are consuming this, be sure to share it, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe to it, to follow it, whatever it is you do on this particular platform that you are using right now. And if that platform is YouTube, be sure not just to subscribe, but also hit that little bell next to it. I want your phone to literally explode with notifications every single time we go live. And as always, be sure to share this right now. Share the gift of Muddy Waters today. Kids love it.
Kids love it. Now, we have a very special episode tonight. We have a guest.
Yes.
We do this every once in a while. Mainly it's when we don't feel like doing notes. But we have a great guest on. We have a great guest on tonight. He's been on multiple times before. He is the voice of Muddied Waters of Freedom. He introduces us at the beginning of every episode. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with Spike, with myself, the one, the only, Joe Soloski.
Joe, thanks so much for joining us here on Muddy Waters. How are things been going?
Fantastic. Thank you both, Spike and Matt, for having me. They've been going just great. Have been enjoying the campaign. Things are certainly starting to heat up now. We're only 90 days out, 60 days out, really.
That's crazy because you have been, if I recall, you've been running for Pennsylvania governor since I believe 1974. It feels like this at this point.
Pretty close.
Pretty
close. December 5th, 2020.
Is it really? It was only since then? Man, I'll tell you, it has time has been creeping as we've had fun. It's so you've been at this for 2 years now, and so it's coming up. We're less than 3 months out, and tell us what have you. What are your main things that you're running on? I know you said that probably the biggest single thing is that the budget for Pennsylvania has doubled. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2002. Pennsylvania budget, and I'm speaking of the operating portion that they always talk about. Our legislature and our governor, I mean, they are supposed to have the new upcoming budget nailed down by July 1st every year. This year they missed it. They finally put something together, but they missed it for a while. But that operating portion, in 2002, $20 billion. Now it's $42 billion. And that's an astronomical increase in just 20 years. The money just keeps rolling in. They keep finding new revenue streams, and the economic infrastructure here is vibrant enough that it's been able to keep up. But they've got a real spending problem here. They never think of cutting spending, and that's going to be first on my list. And I'll lead from the top. I'm going to start with my own salary. Pennsylvania's current Governor Wolf, gets a salary of over $205,000 a year. Only New York and California beat us. $205,000 is a lot of money. Wow. So I'm going to be cutting my pay, and I understand the first day I go into office, I'll be operating under an existing budget. But I'll have to have the upcoming July budget out, and I will be cutting my pay by that time by 65%. Down to just under $70,000. That'll make Pennsylvania just under the state of Maine. We will all of a sudden be the lowest paid governorship in the country. So if I can do that, lead by example, and I can't imagine anybody's going to fight me on cutting my own salary. Now I can go to our legislature. They are the highest paid legislature in the nation. You come through the door, you're making almost $100,000 first term. And I think with their, they implemented, of all things, it used to be years ago, if they wanted to have a pay increase, it had to be approved. They had to pass a bill. It had to be approved. They were accountable to their constituents. Then, not all that many years ago, they put through a law that basically says, hey, we just get an increase every year, automatic. January, thanks. And right now, incoming freshman legislators, starting this January, will make $100,000 a year as a Pennsylvania legislator. And we've got 203 of them.
That is insane. Okay, so 203, 100,000. So they're getting, am I correct that they're getting 20? Wow.
Yeah. So
20 is that 20 million a year?
Yeah. And now you're talking about, let's add on our 50 state senators. They're the same neck of the woods or a little more. I need to be able to go to them and say, look, guys, it's your turn. This is what I need you to do. I need you to cut your pay. Cut your pay. This is ridiculous. Not only are you going to cut your pay, we need to do two more things. I want to see ranked choice voting implemented. So I need that bill on my desk. I need a bill on my desk. It's probably going to take a constitutional amendment, but the residents of Pennsylvania won't fight this one. Let's make our full-time, one of only 10 in the nation, full-time state legislature part-time. And then after you do that, guys, I need you to cut your pay. And all of a sudden, we will be in line with the rest of the nation. Do I think any of that's going to go over? Oh, hell no. I don't think they'll even pay me the time of day. But I'll then, after cutting my own pay, I'll be able to use a megaphone every day that I'm in office and put a spotlight on what these guys are doing and how they're constantly sticking it to their Pennsylvania constituents. I'll be in the driver's seat. And then the other thing I'm going to be doing when it comes to not just cutting my own pay, but I want to see our state budget cut by at least 5% per year. That's extremely doable when it's doubled in just 20. There's a lot of waste. I saw a news story come across today. I don't know if it was the Department of Labor and Industry or what Pennsylvania department it was, but they've got over $700 million allocated to update their website. Update their website. You're talking $750,000.
That's quite a website.
Oh my God. And when they're done, it probably won't work well. So this is the kind of places where we have a lot of waste. And what I'm going to do every year, the legislature is going to finally have to put a bill on my desk for the upcoming year's budget. And I have constantly said that the veto pen is extremely powerful. If I don't get the cuts I'm looking for, I will shut down Pennsylvania government annually. And I won't think twice about it. But there are mechanisms in place to make sure people that desperately need benefits, unemployment benefits and the like, will continue to get their checks. Unfortunately, I think that same mechanism keeps the legislature paid, which is a crime, truly a crime. Yeah. But I will veto that and shut down government in this state and hopefully save us a lot of money just doing that alone until they finally put a decent, reasonable, sane budget on my desk every year.
That's great.
Go ahead. I just did a quick search, and so here in Florida, the legislature has a base salary of just under $30,000 a year, $29,697.
Yeah.
South Carolina has a base salary. What would you think it is if you just had to guess off the top of your head?
South Carolina sucks, man. I'm guessing like 50, 60K.
10,400.
Oh, wow. And then, the other way.
Yeah, it went the other way. I thought it was going to be higher, but 10,000. And then all of them kind of have per diems and then mileage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Yeah, 10,400 according, I don't know how accurate this website is. I just went to
And
the
in
first
Pennsylvania, it's going to start at $100,000 plus
This,
the per diems and all that stuff.
yes, they get their daily per diem and plenty of great benefits. I mean, obviously, above and beyond the per diem, you've got pension, you've got travel. And here's another one that is horrific in Pennsylvania. There is no ban on gifts that legislators can receive. Not only is there no ban, there's no requirement for them to account for them. Great example I'll use of this. A gentleman, and he's the state senator in my district, a gentleman named Jake Corman. He is also the head of the Senate right now. He has never come out for a gift ban, and he was also running for governor for the Republican nomination this year. He didn't even come close. Right. But the reason he never came out for a gift ban, even during 2020, during the COVID lockdown, one of the lobbyists flew he and his whole family to either Bermuda or the Bahamas for like a week-long tropical conference. This is the kind of crap these guys get on top of their exorbitant salaries.
Wow.
And I want to see that put in place. Now, they're talking about a gift ban right now as we speak. It may actually go through sometime soon. And I've never been a fan at all of our current Governor Wolf, but I like to give people credit where credit's due. And one thing that he has done well, as soon as he took office 8 years ago, the first thing he did for his executive branch, he said, gift ban across the board, guys. We here in the executive branch, no elected official or unelected official will be permitted to receive a gift of any kind. I applaud that. And he has been asking the legislature to do the same. And they've just shut their ears and ignored him every step of the way. So hopefully that'll happen now. But I won't be surprised if it doesn't.
So obviously to welcome all these new spending cuts and fiscal responsibility, that means you'll also be able to have massive tax cuts, right?
Oh, absolutely. I point out that states like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, states that don't have income taxes, those are the states that are business friendly, and Pennsylvania needs to be one. We need to be a tax haven. If we can start cutting taxes, and I do mean all the income taxes left and right, we're going to be able to attract more businesses here. But Pennsylvania has the second highest fuel taxes, both gas and diesel, in the country. Those need slashed, and we easily could, because a lot of the highway fuel taxes don't go to highways here. Billions of dollars of it go to fund the state police. I'm sorry, the state police should be coming out of our general budget, not out of the highway budget. And then we have so many other things here where we could cut. We have an inheritance tax here. I think that's particularly regressive. Here we all are, we're working, right? Every day of our lives, we're working. Pennsylvania has a 3.07% income tax. Okay, it's flat. But it's 50% higher than 1981. So you have that. Now you get to keep what's left. Oh, but wait, everything you buy, not everything, not necessities like food and clothing, but any other goods you buy in Pennsylvania, you've got a 6% sales tax on top of that. And the counties of Allegheny, where Pittsburgh is, and Philadelphia, they have a 7% tax, a little bit more. So now they're getting you on everything you buy. Of course, there's capital gains in this state. We have a very regressive property tax system that needs to be totally thrown out. And our education system funding needs totally reformed, and it can be done. But then after paying all that all your life, here in Pennsylvania, when you die, the state says, let's get them just one more time, huh? And they nail you with an inheritance tax also. If it is a lineal descendant, 6%, like a sales tax. But if I leave all my stuff to one of you two, you got to pay 15. And I just think it's horrible, immoral, that dying in Pennsylvania gives rise to a taxable event. And as a CPA all my life, I've had to deal with these and see them. And I find them just as obnoxious now as I have all those other years. So they need to be changed and cut.
So When you say lineal descendant, that means, do I have to be a blood relative, or what if
Yes.
it's like a spouse or something like that?
Spouses count as lineal.
Okay.
But you
What
know,
about
if you're,
so
but
like what if it's like an adopted child would count then?
that would count.
Okay.
That would
All
count.
right.
Mhm.
So it's just anyone that's not your relative.
Right.
They almost triple the tax.
Almost, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's
Because
two and a half
they only
times.
have that one last chance. They only have that one last chance. So that's it. Yeah.
That's insane.
You
So
have,
like, but that's something that you see everywhere. They're going to tax you when you get paid. They're going to tax you when you buy things. You know, not here in Florida, they don't tax you when you get paid, but other places, they tax you when you get paid. They tax you when you buy something. They tax you when you sell something. They tax you basically every way out. And then so many other places say that it's immoral for you to be able to just give people what you have saved. So they tax that as well. And the immoral thing is you're taxing them every way along the way.
Step.
And then every step, and then you're taxing it at the end.
When they die.
That money has been taxed 100 times over by that point.
exactly.
And you're trying to get more.
And then people will sometimes say to me, okay, Joe, so what are you going to replace it with? And I'll give them a solution. I'll say, look, if I'm constantly cutting spending as far as I can, I can keep cuts to a minimum, or making the cuts I want to make will be a hell of a lot easier. Next, if I'm cutting taxes, again, Pennsylvania becomes a tax haven. Business-friendly states have already found this out. When businesses are flocking here, what happens? Your tax base broadens.
Goes up, yeah.
So I may be dropping percentages or eliminating taxes, but if the pool's getting wider, we still have revenue inflow that's more than adequate. And then I point out, look, between the two, if we're going to be cutting taxes, cutting spending, drawing more people in, we'll have more than enough to go around. And it has been proven by states like Florida, like Tennessee. So it can happen here. We just have to have people who are willing to say, let's try something different. I guarantee you this, if nothing changes, if they keep just electing the failed duopoly like they have for decades, I'm willing to bet in just 10 years, that operating budget will hit 60 billion in short order. And I'm very confident saying that. Now, obviously, I can't prove it yet, but it's one of those moments where I can sit here on Muddy Waters Media and say, mark my words, I'm willing to bet it'll happen. Prove me wrong.
Oh, it's likely it'll happen even before that. It might double in 10 years, honestly, especially with inflation. There's a good chance it might double in that 10-year time to 80 billion. So one last thing that we were talking about before we started, you want to also make a radical change to the way that that drugs are being treated by basically ending the war on drugs in Pennsylvania as well. Tell us about the model you want to use.
Well, I point out to people, when they all of a sudden here in Pennsylvania, they're starting to talk about marijuana legalization. Yep. Now, and Governor Wolf just tweeted today, there's time to do this, And I pointed out to him in a response, I said, hey, Governor, just 4 years ago when you ran for office, you quoted, your comment was Pennsylvania is not ready to legalize drugs.
Yeah, a lot's changed in 4 years, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. So I said, so what's changed? Actually, nothing has changed in the last 50 or more. And I pointed out to them, all they want is a new revenue stream, like they did with gambling state. Yep. We're now the second largest casino gambling state in the nation, second only to.
Are you really?
Yes. You could go back 30 years. People were still saying, oh, you'll never see table games come to Pennsylvania. We're number 2 to Nevada. And that's great. To me, it's like a golf course. It's entertainment. If somebody wants to spend $100 today on gambling or $100 golfing, go have fun.
Whichever.
Back to drugs for a minute. Portugal, the country of Portugal, in 2002, they decided to look at the drug war differently. Rather than look at it as a criminal problem, they decided to look at it as a medical problem. And they ended the war on drugs. they didn't just legalize them, they decriminalized all. Think of that, all drugs. And I'm not recommending people take drugs, but what I'm saying is we have created a class of non-victim criminals through this damn drug war. And Portugal, in their 20-year real-time study, their addiction rates have gone down. Their HIV-related infections have gone down. Every significant marker that we've been trying to improve upon, they've done for a fraction of the cost, because their medical intervention efforts are much more successful than anything we do as a criminal intervention. That's what I want to do in Pennsylvania. And if I have to do it in ways that may even be in the face of federal government regulations, I'm prepared to do that. Now, I don't know if the legislature will have the spine for it, but I do. And if we do that, we'll end up saving a ton of money. We'll end up, stopping ruining people's lives. I point out to people, imagine you are, you pick up a flower pot and you're holding a geranium. You're not doing anything wrong. It's a geranium. Well, if I pick up this pot and it happens to be a marijuana plant, I'm sorry, it's the same thing. I should be able to grow this in my window box. But here, what we've done, we've incarcerated people and ruined their lives. They come out of jail. Now we totally handicap them in getting housing, employment, credit. We've probably destroyed marriages and families. It is so counterproductive. So if we look at it the other way, as Portugal has, we're going to have the same great results on a massively larger scale. I would love to be that governor that proves that point in a few short 4 years. It can be done here, and I am confident we'll make it happen.
So you want to make government much smaller, budget cuts, tax cuts, and you want to get them out of treating what is a medical problem. That's what addiction and overdose is. It's a medical and a health problem. That's usually masking a mental health problem, but that's a whole other subject.
Yes.
You're dealing with it as the actual health issue it is, and stop treating people like criminals who are just trying to basically medicate themselves. And so if someone wants to get involved in your campaign, they want to help donate to it, what is it that you need? Obviously, every campaign needs money. How can people reach out to you? But also, how else can they get involved besides giving you money if they live in Pennsylvania?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, let me answer that by putting on my Muddied Waters media voice just for a minute. Yes, you can check me out at Joe Soloski. That's right, joesoloski.com. And in doing so, there's a donate button there. Spike's absolutely right. Campaigns are extremely expensive, and we need every buck we can get, especially if we're going to take down the duopoly, which is desperately needed. The sooner that we have third parties, and I even mean multiple third parties, we Keystone parties, Green, Constitution, third party presence in all areas of government, that's when we'll finally start to see some great changes and improvements. So volunteer-wise also, we've got 60 days till election day ballpark here. If you're available to volunteer, we would love to hear from you. We need you helping us at the polls on election day. We need you before then, knocking on doors, reaching out to voters. If that's something that turns you on, we want to be able to utilize your great talents to help us with it.
Awesome. Well, that's great. And if people want to reach out to you, they can do that, joesoloski.com. And thank you, Joe. Now, you're going to be sticking around for the second part of our interview, but the rest of you, if you have not yet become subscribers, you will be missing out on the second part. And it's a much better part. This was just the warm-up. We're going to get into really, really juicy stuff in the subscriber-only episode. So if you want to become a subscriber, go to anchor.fm/muddywaters/subscribe. Not only will you get access to the second part of this interview, you'll get access to the exclusive Muddy Waters only content every single week. You will also get discounts at the Muddy Waters Media Store, as well as discounts at participating vendors. All of that for the low, low price of 10 U.S. Federal Reserve notes, which are losing value in your pocket rapidly right now as we speak. So every month it's a discount from the month before. Anchor.fm/muddywaters/subscribe. Well, folks, Just like I said a moment ago, we are just getting started with this episode. The best part is yet to come. And again, if you want to be able to see this second part and all the other Muddy Waters exclusive content, and I forgot to mention, you also get an ad-free listening and viewing experience on all available podcasting platforms, including Anchor and Spotify. All you got to do is go to anchor.fm/muddywaters/subscribe. You get that plus a discount at the Muddy Waters store, as well as a discount at our participating vendors. All of that at anchor.fm/muddywaters/subscribe. It's only $10 a month. Best $10 a month you're ever going to spend. Yes. So we will join you right back here on Saturday for the final conclusion, the denouement of the Joe Soloski interview. Oh boy, does it get better and better. Folks, we can't wait to have you if you are a subscriber. If you're not, you're all right. You're fine. We're good. We're still good. We'll see you next week. But if you are a subscriber, oh boy, howdy, are you going to get a great thing for only $10 a month? These poor schlubs, huh? They're going to miss out on it. But you're going to get the good thing. So look forward to that. We'll see you on Saturday. And where we're going,
we don't need roads.